Hi, it's Carla. Welcome back to my channel. I'm painting a portrait using acrylic paints today. It's something I've been exploring since last year when I was writing my book, Creative Acrylics. I did not include portrait lessons in the book, but I want to continue to improve in that area. For this painting, I'm using Frederick's canvas paper my uncle gifted me when I signed the book deal. Frederick's is pretty expensive, and I wouldn't want to waste such precious paper. I cut it in half to make the size of the painting more manageable and also makes it last a bit longer. I'm sure many can relate when it comes to using expensive art materials. This blue artist tape is from a dollar store called Mr. DIY, and is a cheaper version of the 3M blue tape. Still gets the job done. I also keep the cardboard of my watercolor paper so that I can reuse them as backing when I paint. What I learned through the years is you don't have to have a lot of materials. It's okay to not get expensive paints or brushes or papers. You can still create beautiful art when you learn to use what you have. Of course, if you wish to treat yourself, then that's perfectly fine. For this painting, I'm using a limited palette of these colors: Naples Yellow, Alizarin Crimson, Terra Rosa, Prussian Blue, Yellow Ochre, and of course, my favorite, Payne's Gray. I like to mix these colors to create the skin tone and even use them for the other elements in the painting. I especially like Naples Yellow that I also have it in my watercolor set. I feel that if my palette has too many colors, it will confuse me and I would want to use all of them. Once I'm comfortable in using these colors, then I can add more colors little by little. One staple is white acrylic paint. I bought this huge tub of white from Fully Booked many years ago. I thought it was so expensive at that time, but right now I'm glad I invested on it. It's very opaque and it never seems to run out. When it comes to brushes, I have amassed quite a collection over the years. I use different brushes for watercolor, but mostly mix the brushes I use for acrylics, oils, and gouache. But when I paint, I only use 2 to 3 brushes. When you keep using the same brush, you develop a familiarity to it and it becomes like an extension of your hand. That's why you become comfortable in using old and weathered brushes, and there is a learning curve when you use brand new ones. I still keep my old brushes because I have so many memories of them. They remind me of the times when I was just beginning my art journey, the money I saved up, and the artworks I have produced with them. I like to approach each of my painting with a mindset that I am just a beginner. I think it helps me enjoy the process as well as allowing myself a safe place to make mistakes. I'm not still sure of my skin tone combinations, but I learn as I go. One of the best things about acrylic is how forgiving it is. If you make a mistake, it's easy to just layer on top of it with a new color. I really recommend you to try it if you haven't yet. Even though acrylic is quick to dry, when it comes to detailed paintings like this one, it still took me 2 sittings to finish. I also have to move around more, doctor's orders, so I need to pause, pack up, and continue some other day. How long does it take to finish a painting? When I was starting watercolor, I allow myself to paint to my heart's content. Whether one art takes 1 day, 2 days, or weeks to complete, I choose to say when it is finished. I guess in the advent of social media, I began to rush my paintings in order to be able to post. Social media has its advantages and disadvantages, and what might work for you before may no longer work now, and it is okay to step back and go back to the beginning when it was only your art and you. I'll be finishing up this painting and will wait for a few days before I apply the varnish. There might be things I still want to change, but like I said in the beginning, I'll choose when a painting is complete and when I wish to share it to others. It's been a truly rewarding experience to paint this and tell you my thoughts. Let's listen to some relaxing music and finish up. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again in the next video. Bye!